Hey guys, Rodley here. Today we're looking at 15 charge spots for Rein on Volskaya. Are you tired of standing in choke and being a beta shield tank player? If so, this video is for you. I personally guarantee that after watching this video, you will be a fragging machine and get the admiration of your whole team. All of these will work best if you have a Zarya, D.Va, or Ana to save you after you backline your team. Also, this technique will rarely work on Genji, Pharah, Sombra, Tracer, D.Va, and Winston, and is not guaranteed on Junkrat, Widow, and Mercy. It's best to aim for the enemy Rein, or a hero with no vertical mobility. Disclaimer, remember that many of these spacings are quite precise, and misspacing will lead to either no kill or death, and sometimes both. With that out of the way, let's begin on first point offense. The first and most practical charge is just right of truck. It's common to see an enemy Rein hold here, so this spot is going to be your bread and butter. Make sure you curve slightly right toward the end of the charge to reach the cliff. The next charge starts from the right archway towards second. This spot is flexible because good angling can allow you to determine where along the edge your charge ends. After charging enough with Rein, you'll get a feel for the spacing and be dumping people consistently. A more niche spot begins from the bottom of the corridor and carries the opponent up the stairs and out of the right building. Note that there is some leniency for this charge, as if you overshoot, you will land on the ground level below, assuming you hold S at the point of release. Finally, the last offensive first point charge is past choke, just left of the building adjacent to point. Make sure to steer around the orange column at the end, or you risk just smushing your target, and that's no fun. Now, on to defense. This first spot will work best if you hide in the mansion pre-game and surprise your opponent, carrying him off the map just before you reach bench. This is one of the riskier charges, as it will leave you out of line of sight of your team and right by the enemy's spawn. If living is a must, I would recommend avoiding this charge. A slight variation of the mansion charge involves standing up against the wall in the building on the defender's left side of choke. The target will be dumped in the same spot, but you are more easily spotted by the enemy. If you are feeling really confident, you can set up just left of the statue building and charge from the marked building past the offense spawn, dumping your target right outside their own base. This will put you in a very strange position, and I would not advise using it frequently. The final defense first point charge begins around where the large health pack spawns. If you took a sim teleporter, for example, you could walk down the stairs and take one of the attackers out of the fight immediately. Again, like with the offensive charge going across the point, you can adjust the spacing slightly and compensate by steering to dump your opponent without going over yourself. Let's move on to the second point, which is comprised of mostly defense. The first spot is hidden in the nook right outside the archway attackers will go through after capping point 1. Carry your victim just right of the staircase to ensure their demise. The next spot is in the room to the defender's left of the outside area before entering point. Hiding is usually the best way to land a charge from said position, and you'll want to stand slightly away from the wall. Next, we'll move on to the most versatile spot on point 2. Standing flush against the wall, you have the option to steer the enemy on either side of the middle partition. This allows you to defend against crowd control such as hook or flashbang without having a Zarya on your team. Furthermore, if you steer right, you can either take your opponent up the stairs or just left of them. This spot can also be used for offense as well, depending on how aggressive the defense is playing. Indoors, there is another offensive and defensive spot located within the health pack room on the defender's right. Line yourself up right under the archway and keep in mind that targets might be in the mid-map area or closer to the edge. The final second point defense charge is one of the hardest on this list, but also one of the most useful. You'll likely use this as you're respawning and there are enemies on the point. Charge from the marked area and begin by angling toward the large health pack room across the point. Turn in as to barely brush the bump on the point and keep turning right to miss the block. This charge is hard to get first try, but will be an extremely useful tool for clearing the point of attackers. The last spots are two similar attack charges. The first begins from the narrow corridor on the attacker's right near the large health pack. Slide against the wall for this one and aim to dump them in the same spot as the last charge. A different variation of this begins from the high ground, so take the lift up and start adjacent to the pillar, again aiming for the same spot. Note that there is a strange mechanic with charge where it increases the length if you pin a target near the end of your charge. So if you go over the edge, this could be the reason. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment if you enjoyed, or tell me what I could do better. I'll see you guys later.